What's up everyone, ZabaTV, and today we have something really different. I want to show you what my deck, my personal deck, is all about, and why I have the combos I do. So without further ado, here we go. You got all the dice in there. I got the Generations box, because can you really use any other box and feel good about yourself? I mean, maybe Roaring Skies, right? Okay, so first, let's get this sorted out, and I will speed this up for you guys here. Okay, so there are the cards. First off, we're going to start with our energies, because it's like the best way to start. I have two psychic energies in my deck, a hollow one and a non-hollow. I really want hollows on all my energies eventually, but we keep those in there just for Mew, and that's literally it. We just keep them in there for Mew. We have a double colorless, because that helps with a couple of my attacks and Snorlax. We have 3 Wonder energies. I've actually been playing with this amount, trying to figure out what the best way to do this is, and like a lot of my cards pull out basics, so I want to make sure that I keep my basics high, but my specials kind of in there too. And what this does is prevents all effects of opponent's attacks except damage. So that's really good when you have like effects that poison you, or you can't attack if you're a Mega, that gets around that. And we got our 7 Fairy energies. So total we've got 10 of those, 2 Psychics, and a colorless. Awesome! Next we'll get into the trainer cards, and then finally we will get into the Pokemon cards. And as you can see, I have way more trainers than Pokemon cards. So let me organize this really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so getting into the trainers here. These can really make or break a deck. So I have a lot of them. I constantly, if I'm going to edit anything in my deck, it's going to be the trainer cards. We have 2 bursting balloons, which basically, if you get hit, it does 60 damage to their Pokemon. That is huge. Basically grants you a free turn. Not many people will take that risk unless they're going to KO you, and they're not going to KO themselves. So that's always cool. I have a couple fairy drops, which heal 50 damage off anything with a fairy energy attached to it. So that's my healing. That's all I get. N, which is you swap both your hands into your deck and you draw for each prize card. Good card to have. 4 Lysanders, because almost everybody will put the Pokemon they want in front of them as their active Pokemon. Sometimes I want to pull something from the back and actually get to a Pokemon I can KO right away. So that's like a must for almost any deck. Fisherman, pull 4 basic energies from your discard into your hand. That's big because a lot of my attacks, as you'll see, have to do with the number of energies. So being able to pull those from the graveyard or the discard pile is huge. And I mean, a lot of World Championship decks have that too. So Professor's Letter, that pulls them out of your deck. Team Flare Grunt. Nobody expects this, but discard an energy attached to your opponent's active. It's good for special ones, double colorless. That really gets around a lot of combos that I see. Fairy Garden turns all my fairies' retreat cost to nothing, which is really cool. So there's that. You just have to make sure you have a fairy energy, which I have plenty of. Skyla! Why? Well, I don't know. I just like the card. To be honest, I got this card and I was like, it is too beautiful not to put in my deck. And it does have a cool effect. You can search for any trainer. So that's pretty fun. I can search for a Lysander if I wanted and then use it next turn, or like a VS Seeker. Anything cool like that. Plus the card art. Hex Maniac. That really just stops Shamans. And some special effects with like the Megas. You could do that with something else and essentially get the Pokemon out. Like Lysander it, and the next turn use this and hit them. So that's cool. Trainer's Mail looks through the top 4 cards of your deck, reveals a trainer card, and then puts it in your hand. Giovanni's Scheme, you can either do 20 more damage or draw until you have 5 cards. Huge. Fighting Fury Belt, if I'm going to attach anything, it's going to be a bursting balloon or this. Gets you 40 more HP and 10 more damage. I love it. I used to do Lucky's Helmet, because then you get 2 cards every time they hit you, but I figured this was more beneficial and would help put a lot of my HPs out of the range of KOs. Professor Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7. It's kind of a restart. 1 Ultra Ball. I don't know if I'm even going to keep this in, but you can look for any Pokemon. If you are really that struggling, you can use a Skyla, get an Ultra Ball, and then summon. That's cool. Gardevoir Spirit Link. Again, something I will use a lot if I have them, but I'm okay if I don't have them. Ninja Boy, it's just a good surprise, and I need more VS Seekers, but I have one of these as well, so you can pull a supporter out of your discard pile. And that is my trainer card setup. So my Pokemon cards are very similar. we have got Snorlax GX. This might be one of the only ones that is unique. And the cool thing with this is I like to use it with Mew EX. Versatile lets you play any move from your opponents or your Pokemon. So if I play Snorlax back on the bench and I have Mew EX out there, I can get 5 energy on Mew and use that as Snorlax's attack. Or I can keep this on the bench, keep them both on the bench, and keep attaching energies to this with the idea that I could send this out and KO somebody with it, just surprisingly. And I mean, that's kind of a cool effect. If somebody is blocking Snorlax or they're expecting this to do it, all of a sudden I can use that and have a lower retreat cost to get them out, which is really cool. Because this is a retreat of 4. Like, I can attach a fairy here, and yeah, it's awesome. Lugia is just one of those really cool Pokemon. Oh yeah, I have 2 Mews, because why not? Lugia is one of those cool ones though, where if it's your active, it reduces damage by 20 when it's being hit, and it does 60 more to EX, which a lot of people have. So I threw that in there, kind of a last second addition to change it up a bit. We also have 4 different Gardevoirs. I mean, 2 of the same arts, but all of them have the same attacks. Really cool. My deck kind of revolves around getting out a Mega Gardevoir. So with Mega Gardevoir, I have 2 variations. I've got one with Despair Ray, which does 110 plus you can sacrifice ones on your bench, which I rarely do that. And then Brilliant Arrow, which has to do with 30 times the number of fairy energy attached to all of my Pokemon. So as you can see, the most I can get is 7, 10 of those, right? Yeah, 10 of those. And that's going to be 300 damage. That's going to kill anything. So I definitely try to get those out. Despair Ray is kind of a last second thing if I want to do that. I do have extras of these, but I like to switch it up and have different options. Xerneas. This is the last one in my deck, the last Pokemon. But Geomancy will pull those energies out so quickly, it is insane. And then I have 1 Xerneas Break, so I can go up here and do 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of my Pokemon. And that includes the double colorless and the psychic. So either way, it really revolves around getting a ton of energy out and applying that to either a GX attack, a Mega Gardevoir, or using Xerneas to pop up tons of energies everywhere and getting Breakout to hit them with a ton of damage. And I mean, that's really my deck. Otherwise, you just got standard fair icons, probably too many flip coins for anybody's benefit. And value of it, I couldn't even tell you. But if I get a Shaman out of the Roaring Skies box, I'll probably throw that in just as like a generic get a bunch of cards type card. And a Hoopa would be cool just to do one so I can get, I don't know, see, Hoopa, I don't even know if I would use that because I want the GX card, but also Mew is cool. I don't know. That'd be tempting. But the other cool thing with Mew is I like to use this for almost any attack. Like, opponents never expect you to steal their attacks, and I can use Geomancy or I can use somebody else's. If they have any colorless attacks, I can take that on, and that's really fun. The long and short of it, I have a really cool fairy deck, and I'm always beating people with this, which is fun. I like to maybe not use it all the time because I want to give, a fair chance, and I'm trying to get into the battling the tournament decks so I can use this against Mega Audino, Greninja, all that stuff, and see if I can actually take them on. Another final thing I'll say is I'm trying to get an Octillery in here, but good luck. I'd have to get a Remoraid and an Octillery. We'll see if that happens. Anyway, that has been my deck profile. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was kind of longer, but I wanted to show you what I actually have, and I'm curious, what do you have in your deck? Feel free to list it or just talk about it in the comments down below. I'll be reading all the comments on this video. And yeah, if you guys want to check out anything, I will be offering some EXs on my shop, some break cards, promos, all that stuff. Just ZabaTV. Very cool. Subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Zaba out.